sorry, I'm just too addicted to my phone, and I cannot control myself. That's just a little bit of performance. And for like more than 99% for the parents, this is not a comedy. This is a really horror movie. So let's see how parents think about this. I'll give you a video.
I'm sorry.
So this clip is from a movie just released from America. And this really tires a lot of parents because they believe that a lot of students, they're really addicted to the phones. And they just act like zombies and they're unable to do anything else. So this fears cross culture, language, and also communities. This kind of fears do not only supported by some movies, but also supported by some educational work. So the author called Jonathan Haidt had written a book called The Anxious Generation. It had written 4 main factors of this. The first one is called social deprivation. The second one is called attention fragmentation. The third one is called sleep deprivation. And the last one is called addiction. This is a chart. It shows that after 2010, this is when the phone just appears. This is when the measure of depression rise a lot. And this is a chart. At the same time, another things also rise, and that is for self-harm. The last chart shows at the same time, and this is a chart. It shows over 40 years, there's a suicide rate that teenagers do. It also rises rapidly. So for these kind of things, a lot of parents believe that phone is poison and it should be removed for the children. So it's really bad for the children. But as a teenager, I want to say that is not only young kids will be addicted to the phones, but also a lot of parents do this too. They're like watching on the phone during their conversations or like sleeping. So this addiction is not only for young people, but for everyone. This is a chart. It shows that for the blue one is called nucleus accumbens, and this is where it controls. It will give us some dopamine to let us to scroll on the phone. And the purple one and pink one is called locus coeruleus. It's a part that when people they're comparing their lives, it gives some like anxiety. And on the top one is called prefrontal cortex. This is when people manage their self-control. So, as a teenager, I want to say that it's okay to panic if you see your young children, they're surrounded by new things, because this is a really good way. So let's view back for the history when the technology developments. Back to 1980s, people are really fierce with calculators. And back to 20s, people are really afraid to the internet because they believe that these two kind of things will prevent people from learning and will destroy their learning abilities. However, from the history, we can know that these two kind of things really help us in education. So for controlling phones, this is repeating mistakes too. At the end, I want to say that there's another risk. It's about childhood retaliatory compensation. That means when children they're being controlled too tight when they're young, then they will be overindulged in the future. There's a lot of sad stories about college students. They play so hard on their phones because they're being controlled too tight when they're in like high school. They cannot play cell phone for any time. So when they're in college, they want to play for a long time, and they might be expelled by the school because they cannot get a good grade. Also, at the end, I want to say that AI now is developing really fast. So it's okay to let us to learn a lot of new things. You want to push us to a really good score and to some success future, but you also prevent us to learn some really important technology. And last, I want to say, please allow us to wander in the digital web because that's the only path for us to create wonders. Thank you.